No,
No,
I
no,
listened to one part.
No, and I'm going to tell you about that. That's why I'm here. So I listened to the beginning of that live up until the part where she says she got that email. So what she said about me was that this was a big plan, and she's not sure if you know about it or not. You might or might not be in the dark right now, but I contacted White Boy, or Matt, to concoct the story that Molly Golightly offered $5,000 to take down your channel so that you would in turn go after Molly, and it would continue the drama for Molly so that the rest of the team on Summer's case wants nothing to do with her. Now, let's think about that for a second. Do I need to ensue any drama upon Molly Golightly, or does she have enough for herself? That's the first question. Laura, that's a stupid motive. It doesn't even make sense. Molly's already got herself so deep in the drama. I mean, her hooker episodes leaking, her wife swap, her scams. Now these chicks are bringing up the swatting from 2019 that Oney did. I don't even know if you know who Oney is.
Yeah, you said that. Okay. You told me about him one time before when you were on here. So I remember, because I went back and listened to when you said he was doing like swatting calls. So I went back and listened then. So I actually knew somebody's name. I was so excited because I was on YouTube.
You're like, oh, I know who that is.
Oh, I know who that is. So I was excited I knew somebody, because I either have to ask. Normally I've messaged Starlight and just say, hey, who is this? Because
oh yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, you talked to Starlight, so she knows the whole story because she was swatted. She was one of them. So it's hilarious that Molly Golightly is trying to bring all this up now and saying Jay was the swatter, but Oney took the heat. Now you can't say that because I got the call where Oney swatted himself and used my name. So what he did was, and I was going to try to get the audio and send it to you so you could play it because it's absolutely ridiculous, but it's on a disc and I don't have a disc player anymore. My computer doesn't have a disc drive, so I'm gonna have to try to find it in my files. But I will send it to you because he's gay, so he's got the high pitched voice, but he made a southern drawl on it, and then he said he was swatting himself so that the cops would show up when he was live and he would get super chats. So this is what our community was in 2019 when we were following Watts. No, it's horrible. It's like round 2 of this crap.
I've got one over here with 100.3 fever getting super chats because oxygen's 97, and then these over here's doing this, and I'm just over here like, dude, that's why I played that song at the beginning. People are crazy.
We had Mrs. Analyzer back in our day when we started following Watts. I don't know if you know who that is, but she was the first one that yeah, she had the cancer, fakeness, and all this, that, and the other. So just to quickly touch on the swatting episodes, Oney was my friend, and he felt that the way to defend his friends was to do, shit like that. So Mandy Bell and I don't know if you know who she is, but she's from that same time. It's really irrelevant, but they're bringing it up. So Mandy Bell was going to go live on Mrs. Effin Wonderful's channel. I don't know if this chick's still around, but anyway, she was going to talk about me. The whole topic was me and my mod chat. She had screenshots and everything else. And my mother was on hospice, and it was a bad, bad time. So Oney thought that he was a good friend, and he called the police in Mandy Bell's town and told me that he called for a wellness check. I did not know at the time that he said she had a weapon and that she was suicidal. He left that part out. So the cops go to her house, they check on her, I never say anything, and that was my bad. He was my friend, I thought. So fast forward a couple months later, him and I kind of broke ways. He started kind of like, he was on Zoom 24/7 with Molly and Perplexed and all these drama creators, and I don't partake in that. So we kind of separated ways. Well, Molly had beef with all these creators: Makeup Mobster, Laura, Perplexed, QT. She feuded with all these people. There were others.
The one that I just played, she feuded with her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. On and off over the past 3 years. They're crazy. They are crazy. So I mean, I really can't sum up their craziness of 3 years in 10 minutes, but I'm trying to give you a gist of it. So these people, where was I? I forgot now. Oh, the swatting. Okay, so Oney starts hanging with these chicks, talking to them all the time. Molly has beef with them. Starlight was one of them she had beef with, hence why she got swatted. So I think, and this is just my theory, knowing what I know now, I believe that Oney did it for money for Molly Golightly. That is my theory, and my theory only. But he made these calls, and we proved it because he got swatted. He swatted himself. So he would be live while the cops came because everybody else was getting swatted. So he wanted it too. He wanted a piece of the pie because when these women got swatted and went live and talked about it, the super chats just flew at them. So he swatted himself. I got the audio because it was brought to my attention. When they asked who was making the call, he gave him my name. He used my name to swat himself, and I have his voice doing it. So Starlight, so I come out with this audio, and Starlight's, holy shit, I'm gonna get my audio. She gets her audio, same voice. He told the police in Hello Starlight's town that she was suicidal, she had a gun, and she had small children. They asked how many. He didn't know. He said 3. She has 2. The cops were looking for a 3rd child. They thought this woman was armed. They thought that she was gonna kill herself, and he said she was gonna kill her children. He said she had 3. When they came to the door, she said 2. And they wanted to see. And she was in tears. It was heartbreaking. It was awful. So to revisit that, Molly is saying, oh, Jay did it. It's just BS, So that's just the games that these women play. So that's a little backstory. I know you're shocked, but this has been ugly. It's been ugly since I came on YouTube, unfortunately.
I'm just like, I left Facebook. I thought I thought Facebook was bad. There is nothing like this place. There is absolutely nothing like this place. I swear, I think that the psych ward lets people out, and this is where they migrate. I've never in my life witnessed such craziness.
The other CPS calls, cop calls.
Well, that's 36 CPS calls. 36. I've had 36 CPS calls in the last 3 years. 36.
That's terrible. See, I mean, that just makes me sick.
What a
waste of resources,
Exactly. The last one that happened in June, they told, because what they were saying wasn't working, that I'm racist. So now they said that I had Mariah sitting on the side of my chair while I was talking about having sex in somebody's butt. So a man from the sheriff's department had to come out and interview my 14-year-old about anal sex. She was mortified.
Horrible. I'm sorry.
Because of this bullshit. And that's what I'm saying. I mean, none of this stuff should ever happen. None of this stuff should ever happen. All I want to do is talk about true crime and come on here and laugh and
let loose. Yeah.
And I mean, I've never in my life, and it's just like anything else, some people have the personality for things and some people don't. And it is absolutely ridiculous, the lengths that people go to. And not only that, but there is zero accountability for anything. None. Nobody ever owns up to anything that they do. They blame everybody else. And I've said this I don't know how many times. I think I apologize more than anybody I've ever seen on social media at all for things. But this is ridiculous. Insane. It's insane. And the fact that, somebody was offered $5,000 to take my channel down? For what? And then when he was talking yesterday about how she was talking about me when they were in South Florida, or when she was in South Florida, I'm just like, for what? I don't even know this woman.
Oh, I didn't hear that. See, I didn't even know she talked about you. I was actually kind of shocked that he brought you up out of all creators. I would have thought there'd be others that she would want to take down first, but the numbers and the views make sense.
Well, and that's the thing. And, you know, with this particular mess, I knew that she had talked about me because I saw a video of it. She was talking about, I donated $500 to Gabby Petito. How much did you donate, Natasha? 10. And so she donated $500 to Gabby Petito, but she's going to offer somebody $5,000 to take my channel down.
Yeah, did he have proof of that? I didn't see any, so I didn't know if there was.
I haven't. He said, from what I understand, it was verbal, and they both were there when it was talked about. They've sent me some stuff.
I didn't know if it was when they were in person, like it was talked about. I mean, could it be possible that she said it half joking? I mean, being that he's done that before for people makes me think maybe, I don't know. I mean, regardless, to bring you into it at all is freaking dumb.
Well, that's what I said. I mean, why was my name even mentioned to begin with? I don't have anything to do with this bullshit. And, you know, I certainly don't have anything to do with her. I don't want anything to do with her. I made that very clear during the laundry case. I was going to come down there. And I didn't go because I didn't want to be associated with that. And I didn't want anybody to think that I was like her, because I'm not at all.
Yeah, neither am I. Neither am I.
I'm not doing that crap.
Well, no, but she's been sitting on her live saying, Jays for Justice just sits on her fat ass and streams everybody. We're boots on the ground. But you know what? You can't be boots on the ground and research and follow everything and stay up to date, which is why Jonathan would call me during the laundries. I mean, I worked well together. He would call me, hey, what's going on? What are you seeing on the news? Because they're out in front of the house or they're at the reserve.
Well, she may have been boots on the ground, but her boots didn't do nothing. But
heels on the ground. Sorry. She made a hashtag heels on the ground.
Well, she made a fool of herself, and I'm sorry, but, you know.
I agree. I think she totally makes a mockery of things, and I know you don't follow it, but just to let everybody here know, like, since she got back, she's been outed for calling the case a cash cow. And that's just not someone who's in it for the right reasons to me.
She called Summer's case a cash cow?
Yeah, it's all on video.
She did the same thing about the laundry case, about Gabby Petito. Wow.
Yeah, so I do know that she supported a lot of the trip to Tennessee monetarily, so it kind of makes sense why she was included. Unfortunately. Well, unfortunately, you know, the trips cost money, and Bullhorn Betty had a fund, and it didn't make all the funds she needed, and I guess they sacrificed, and it really...
I went down this rabbit hole last night, and
what rabbit hole?
This whole, I mean, it's not a rabbit hole, it's a freaking...
It's the Grand Canyon.
Oh my God. So I was like, what? So I saw that. I would have died laughing when somebody named that woman Bullhorn Betty, but I saw where she was talking about taking donations, and she said, everything goes to our... She says, no, I'm not going to say that because my car's tore up and I need to get it fixed. So I was just like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into?
I didn't know she said that, but she ended up thanking Molly Golightly for fixing it for her.
Well,
Molly
I'm
paid
glad
for
she
it,
got her vehicle fixed.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy. I don't know. It was 4:30 in the morning and I got tickled and I couldn't quit laughing, and I was just like, why am I unuploading this?
Hey, at least she was honest, right? Hey, it might go towards some other shit. You know, I mean, it's what we do. It's her job. That's what she's doing as her job.
Well, that's what people, you know, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But as far as, you know, speculations of how much people make and everything else, you know, oh my God, they've said I made $60,000 off of the laundry Petito stuff, and like anybody knows how much somebody else makes on here. And you know what I do as far as views. If you don't get literally hundreds of thousands of views on a video, you're not going to make that much money.
No. And social blade is not accurate
at all.
I mean, you see the range, it'll say like between 1,000 and like 18,000. Like it'll have the big range. It's like,
I know. 80,000 is how much I was supposed to make. 80,000.
Yeah, my husband said to me yesterday, Natasha, or the day before, he goes, you know how much money Natasha's made this year? I said, what? He said, like $80,000. I said, on what? He's like, YouTube. I said, there is no effing way she made 80 grand on YouTube. There's no way. There's just...
I can't. Listen, it cracks me up. Well, that's just like this nut. This woman, Laura, whoever she is, said that I've raised 60,000 in the last 30 days.
What? 60? I don't know. She said you have lots of funds, I guess. I did hear her say that. She's got funds. They're popping up every day.
Yeah, I'm doing it because they're stupid, and I keep doing it to aggravate them. Okay, I've named them all kinds of stuff just to piss them off. I do one, we meet the goal, and then I do another one. And the chat usually comes up with a name for it. I mean,
so funny. And it's your business. It's your channel. They're your subs. They're your members.
It's ridiculous. And that's what I said. I mean, none of this mess makes any sense at all. And they're so determined that I don't have attorneys. It's just hilarious. Like, one channel has even changed their name to Where's the 20K? Like it's missing. Like we need to have a scavenger hunt or send out cavalry to find it. I mean,
well, and you don't need to explain that to anybody. That's
exactly.
What people, it's like,
exactly. People don't. It's just ridiculous.
The only people that you are accountable to are the people that have donated to you, and you know them.
Amen. Amen. Cult member said, can I get a rebate? A rebate? Really?
A refund? A rebate?
Rebate.
Oh, rebates.
They're being facetious. Starlight just sent me. What is this, Starlight?
Oh, is it her video, I hope?
I don't know.
Hopefully it's not Glycerine, Starlight. I still can't listen to that song without hearing Oney sing it.
What is this? Why is it not opening?
That's right, Gina B. It's Natasha's money.
I don't know what. Starlight's not opening.
Yeah, and this Laura chick was the one that was involved in making these candles with Summer's face on it to make money and whatever. There's just so much BS that surrounded this. It's disgusting.
Well, that's like I didn't know that's who she was until, because I can't, listen, I do good to know who I am, but I didn't put two and two together that she was the one that made the candles. Because she made one about Xavier Harrelson also. So then last night, when White Boy was talking, he said that, oh, thank you, Levitt, thank you. 100,000, I know, right? For 2 months, especially at Christmas.
Lying Glenn wants to know if they can get a tax write-off for donating to you.
No, dontations, because that's how the haters spelled it the other day. Dontations, not donations. They're calling it dontations, yeah. So, it's just, this whole mess as far as all these channels and...
What do you mean there's candles with our channel on them? What?
What?
What are you talking about?
Who's made a candle with my name on it?
Oh my God, I'm almost afraid to ask what you called it.
I make the recliners on it, not me.
Mine's gonna be called Dirty Dreads or some shit.
Well, mine's gonna be Rico the recliner, because the only thing anybody cares about is this damn recliner.
Oh yeah, Shelly. Okay, Shelly brought up, I left out a really, really big tidbit of what pissed Molly off. So when she was doing the laundries, she made that big sign and she put all the YouTubers' names on it. And she was like, put my name on it. And I didn't say anything. Like, people were like, oh, you need to tell her to scratch it off. And I'm like, I am not. Just leave it. It's not worth making a big deal about, you know? Well, Gray Hughes told her to take his shit off there. And she made a video. She's like, really, Gray Hughes? You know, whatever. So that's what I didn't want. So I was like, fuck it, just whatever. Who's going to see it? You know what I mean? What's the harm? So anyways, we talked on the phone during one of my lives. I was talking to like Andrew or something, and she put Molly on the phone. And we were good. I thanked her for being there. We were good. You know, I said, thanks, Molly, for, you know, being cool and talking to me today. And I mean, I thought everything was fine. I didn't know she was, you know, talking behind the scenes. Well, then they make this plan to go to Tennessee. And Jonathan hit me up and he's like, dude, we're going to Tennessee. And he said, Go Lightly's going too. Well, I was live and I was talking about how they were going up to Summers. And I was talking about, you know, what could possibly happen with, you know, what they did at the laundries on Ben Hill Road. You know, we were talking about it. And I said that Molly Go Lightly might go. Well, Jonathan got blown up by Bullhorn Betty and Molly. Did you tell Jay for Justice? Oh my God, she ruined her plans. He's like, dude, you didn't tell me not to say anything. I mean, for real, he said, dude, she came at me. Like, what the hell? He said, you didn't tell me not to say anything. I didn't know that you didn't want people to know, so I apologize. So we thought that baby was put to bed. Well, get this. Prior to them going, Bullhorn Betty, I hit her up and I said, hey, I'll support your thing. She has a cash app she was collecting. She wanted to raise $700 for her hotel and her gas and all that. I said, I'll contribute to your fund in exchange for some good footage, you know, from Summer's case. And I knew they weren't going to be able to go live because of the signal. And I just wanted, you know, some footage from there to make some videos or whatnot. And she was like, awesome. So they get to Tennessee, and all of a sudden I get this message from Andra, and I'll read it to you on Twitter. Like, the last thing I talked to her, we were fine. And then I get this, and I was just dumbfounded. And she blocked me. I couldn't even respond. So she says, seriously, rooting for the other team, the Wells of all people. You do you, baby. I would have shared my footage, but once this is done and the Wells are behind bars, you're going to take some heavy blows of being unreliable. Don't reach out to me again. JLR can be used. I won't. No lie. And then she blocked me. I couldn't even respond. And I was like,
what in the world?
Right. So I hit up Jonathan. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Why is she pissed at me? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I don't know. I told him I don't want any part of talking about you and all this stuff. And I was like, what did I do? What? And then so Bullhorn Betty went live and said that I put their project at risk because I said they were going. And I'm a liability. And I just can't be involved with them. Whatever.
Hold on, wait a minute. Because you told somebody that they went or were going to Tennessee?
Hold on. Got it? I had to pass something. Yeah, because I said they were going to Tennessee because Benny Keys and them were against them. So they thought I was like setting them up. Like I was working with Benny Keys to tell Benny Keys where they were going to be and when so that he could confront them. What?
Well, he made a comment on my channel last night about Liveway Lockdown and said that that I'm supporting a racist for my what did he say? Oh gosh, I don't remember exactly how it was put. That I was supporting a racist for my something propaganda. I don't know. It was ridiculous. And I'm like, what? What propaganda agenda? I don't have an agenda.
Who commented that?
Benny.
Oh yeah. Well, he's gone live and called me a piece of shit and said, "Oh, Jay for Justice better save her money for that $1 million loss." I'm like, you know what? Fuck you, Benny.
But I'm not even.
No, she wasn't talking about me when she said that, Mystery DA. Stop calling JLR. You might never call me. No, nothing like that. That wasn't about me.
Well, none of it makes any sense. Why they got so upset?
Well, I think Molly's the common denominator here. She wanted,
obviously, but yeah. I mean, so she didn't want her talking to you. So
because she said before she left on her live, she said, "Jay is for Justice. I got news for you. You're not going to be streaming anybody." I was like, okay, Molly. Like she had it in her head before she went. I just didn't see it.
Didn't she get like cited for being on private property or something while she was up there?
I think Candace Wells filed a report because she went in their shed, and I guess she asked Don after the fact if it was okay. But she went inside and filmed the shed. That's not right. And I do want to say, Jonathan, even though Andra turned on me out of the clear blue, I will say during the laundry thing, they never like stepped over, you know, the lines. But Molly Go Lightly got there, and sure as shit, there she is at the laundry's front door like an idiot. You know, like it just, I think it hurts their cause more than it helps because she doesn't have any boundaries, and it's fine to be loud. Yeah, they need someone in that case maybe who can be loud and a little boisterous. But there's boundaries, and she clearly has none.
Well, being loud is one thing. I'm loud. I mean, I'm loud. I just talk loud. But being loud is one thing. But being just crap.
She should have never went to their door. I mean, that's just
completely. Well, for one, if you're there and you're trying to say that you're looking at things from an unbiased perspective, which, in my opinion, is what we all should be doing as far as street crime goes, you can't waddle up to somebody's door with your camel toe and and scream and holler like a nut, and then walk back down and start screaming about taxes. And I mean, I don't know. She is obnoxious is a good word for her.
I mean, at this point, she just doesn't really have any credibility. And I felt bad because Jonathan is my friend. Like I've been friends with him for like 8 years. We followed a lot of cases. We used to have groups on Facebook together, and I know how he operates, and I know that he doesn't partake in drama and shit like that. Like he doesn't even watch her. So he had no idea the other night that they were straight up discussing his sexuality on her panel. You know, and I let him know that. And he's like, wait, what? Why are they discussing my sexuality? I said, because someone called in and asked if him and Andrew were a couple. Molly said no. And someone on her panel said, oh, I didn't think he liked women, or I didn't think he liked that. And I just thought, you know, there's no respect. There's no boundaries. She just has no couth. And I told him, you know, I said, I think she's more of a hinder to what you do than a help.
I think that, because I haven't watched her very much, just specific things I've watched. And I think she tries to be, I think she goes for the shock factor.
For sure.
But she does it in a way that makes her look like an absolute idiot. You know, both times at the house when she went nuts and was screaming.
Uh-oh, am I frozen?
And all the stuff that she...
Wait a second, you froze for me, Natasha. Is Natasha freezing for anyone or just me?
Am I back?
You're kind of pixelated a little bit.
Let me go out and come back in. My internet just went off. It's raining.
Okay, I thought it was me. Okay.
No, hang on, let me go back out.
She'll be right back. She's gonna leave me in control of her channel. That's dangerous. Let's see. Yeah, she's froze. She's coming right back, you guys. Now I'm on the big screen. It's my understanding that Candace pressed charges, and when she comes back, they will put out the warrant.
Is that better?
Kinda. You're still pixelated. I can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the internet.
I can hear you good.
The woman. As long as you can hear me, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to believe that anybody would offer money to take my channel down, but
You know what Jonathan told me? He said, be flattered. Be flattered.
Well, you know, it's not so much flattering. It's just, it's interesting. I will say that, all of the stuff that has happened. Because stuff that he said last night, okay, so, and you know, you've had some screwy things happening too. So when he and I had our little whatever, and we told each other off.
You're talking about Matt?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, when that happened, right after that, like the next day or so, I got a strike on the True Crime channel for Xavier Harrelson video. And she struck 2 of my videos, but you know, if you strike so many within a certain time period, you only get 1 strike if it's from the same creator.
Mm-hmm.
So I countered and you know was doing my wait time, whatever. So last night he said Molly knew that she thought I had 2 strikes. So when he started his strike, which was then, that's when he started it. It's taken forever for him to get, you know, because they kept asking for more proof of the strike to approve it. So it took him a couple months to get it to go through. Well, the other one, so what I found out is the woman who struck me for that emailed me and said that she had been approached. She didn't tell me by who. And they had asked her or told her that I was using her stuff. And she said, basically, tried to just get me riled up with you. And I had told in the video whose footage it was and, you know, gave her channel props for it.
Mm-hmm. Who was it?
I can't remember.
Was it just some random?
Mm-hmm. It's just a little small.
So he struck you on using someone else's shit?
No. This woman struck me on these
Oh, got you. Okay.
Somebody emailed her and asked her to strike me and told her that I used her footage.
Someone brought it to her attention, kind of like they did with Nexstar and me.
Yep. Well, she wouldn't tell me who did it, but she said, she said it didn't feel right. She said I didn't feel right about it after I did it. And she said, so I started watching you and I was looking and she said, I realized that you were nothing like what these people had told me you were like. And she said, so I'm going to withdraw my strikes.
Oh wow.
Because I can't do that. You know, I can't in good conscience do it. And so I told her, I said, well, I'm fine with that. I said, I will put, you know, your channel name in the description of the video, if that, you know, whatever. I mean, I have no problem doing that. And so that's what I did, and she took the strikes down. So when Molly approached him, this is how I know that she said something about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because nobody would have known this unless they had some kind of inside knowledge. And I didn't tell anybody that I got 2 strikes. I just talked because I didn't.
Good thing, right?
I didn't get the strikes. I didn't get 2. I only got 1.
I know what you mean. They put both videos under 1 strike.
One strike. So I mean, she struck twice, but I only got 1 actual strike on my account.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that there is no way that he would have any idea about that unless she was part of the one.
Yeah, how would she have any idea that you got 2 strikes?
How would she think that I have, or why would she think that I had 2
Or
strikes?
think you got 2 strikes, right? Because technically it would be 1 out of 3, because you're allowed 3. So the 2 videos would show up under 1 strike, and it would say 1 out of 3, but the 2 videos count for 1 strike.
So
I've had that happen.
When he said that last night, I was like, because I don't want to believe that anybody would do something, you know, try to bribe somebody or try to pay somebody $5,000 to do that. So when he said that, I don't really need proof. That is my proof, because there is nobody else who knew it. I didn't tell one soul that they struck 2 videos.
So basically, they reached out to the person who used the video, and then who'd the other strike come from? White Boy himself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what did he strike you for using?
I had played like 10 seconds of one of his videos. But see, he tried to strike me at the same time that this woman did. But his strike didn't go through. They asked him for more information. And it just went through in November from back in September.
Okay, so that's why this is fresh for them. Okay. Because they said he wanted an opportunity to apologize. And Noelle thought it might be, you know, better if she were to talk to you first, you know. So that was when I reached out and said, would you even be willing to have a conversation? And they were so grateful that, you know, I reached out to you and that you guys were able to talk because, you know, like you were saying in the beginning, how you and I operate, like we hear something, we go directly to each other. We do not play games and go live and talk the shit. We talk to each other and try to figure it out because one way or another, we're going to figure it out. You know, we always do.
People that get involved in the bullshit and, you know, we both know you can't trust no damn body. So if I hear something or if I get sent something, then I send it to you and you do the same thing. I mean, that's how it should be.
Mm-hmm.
More people should do that. But
I'm just glad we have that because it really alleviates a lot of problems.
Same. Because there's been a lot that could have really been effed up if we had.
I mean, you don't even know half these people that are, you know, involved in this situation right now. It's like, you'd be completely lost. So
that's what I said when you messaged me. I was like, what? That's been like 2 months ago. What in the world? You know, what? But the thing about, and I think a lot of it too is because you and I have been so busy with everything else, we haven't, you know, because we used to every night cut up and hee and laugh and everything on here.
Mm-hmm.
And we just haven't had time because it's been crazy. And I think that since we haven't been doing that, I don't know if maybe people think that we don't talk at all. I don't know. But I think that's one of the reasons that this has happened, because I think that somebody was trying to drive a wedge.
They saw an opportunity, an open window to kind of creep in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sneaky as
with
shit,
everything
man.
else that's going on, I think that's what was trying to be done. And to make me think, I mean, the whole thing of, when you said, when you texted me earlier and said that they're saying, you know, that you set this up or set me up, I'm like, set me up for what? Like, what exactly have I been set up for? It doesn't even make damn sense.
Well, that's why I had to keep listening to her. And then I actually put it in my notes because I didn't want to forget. She finally said what my motive would be to do this. And it was to get Molly so deep in the drama that Jonathan and Andrew would ditch her.
Well, she's already up to her eyebrows. So,
she doesn't need help.
No, nobody. She doesn't need help from anybody.
Oh, Laura, you're just not too bright.
I have made it very clear that I don't care for the woman. I don't like the way that she does things. But I don't need to say anything about her. She does a good job of completely trashing herself. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know, I'm fat, but I'm not going to waddle my ass nowhere in riches to show off a moose knuckle. It ain't happening. And especially not on national news. And then get up there and talk about somebody else. To talk about you sitting in a chair? Are you kidding?
No. My fat ass sits in a chair and I don't do anything.
Last night with somebody else. You know, some woman was talking about calling me a pig and all this mess.
So fucking mean, man.
And her stomach hangs to her knees.
Well, I'm saying, it's like, Molly, you kind of look like a sausage in that black outfit. Like,
exactly.
I mean, who does that? Who says things like that when I just don't get it? I don't get it.
Well, I don't get it either, but that's what we were talking about last night. And normally the people who talk about you look 10 times worse than you, and they're the ones saying things, you know, whatever.
I just said she looked like a sausage. That just hit me. I didn't realize that I said that like out loud. Oh, fuck. This is all getting to me. But no, I mean, I really wanted to kind of, you know, clear the air so that everybody knew before this spread like wildfire.
I can just see you laughing right now. It's not just me talking.
What?
It's not just us talking.
I know. It kind of, that was the filter didn't work.
What's 1200?
I know my face is red now.
Sorry.
I seriously, literally, I'm
Ash said a very uncomfortable song.
well, unfortunately, with lives, you can't edit and go back.
You
So.
can't, though. Yep, it's done.
It is what it is, Shug.
Amen. Amen. So I want to play this. Have you watched this?
Oh, so